Hey, everybody. Fascinating chat with Oracle Communications today as we dive into the world of telecom, 5G, and beyond. Really intriguing topics with a company that I worked for many, many years ago. So I'm really excited for an update and a briefing with Andrew. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Evan. It's great to be here.
Great to see you. So much going on within Oracle these days. I'd love to start with introductions, both to yourself and your background, but also into a side of Oracle Communications that many may not be familiar with.
Yeah, we're a little bit of a hidden gem inside of Oracle, as you say, not typically what we're known for. So, for everyone who's watching, my name is Andrew De La Torre. I'm a Group Vice President at Oracle Communications. I've been with Oracle since 2019. And prior to that, I actually had 21 years in the carrier industry, did a couple of CTO rotations. So I've been in comms for a super long time. In Oracle, I'm effectively responsible for the communications business strategy. I have our product organization and also our technical sales engineering team sit under me. Now, Oracle Communications is actually a business inside of Oracle that is very much focused on the communications industry. So we make a number of products that you wouldn't typically think of Oracle having in its portfolio. So we have assets that can help carriers build 3G, 4G, and 5G networks, as well as billing and OSS systems. And also we actually have a session portfolio. So that actually is something that we would sell both to carriers and to large enterprises to help them build their call centers and their networks in that regard. So yeah, very different to the database and the cloud and the enterprise applications that most people know Oracle for.
Indeed. And you've just finished your first quarter. Give us a snapshot into, a lot of the emerging new technologies that Oracle Communications is prioritizing and what's on your radar as we head into your fiscal year.
Yeah, well, it's been a really busy first quarter, I have to say. I mean, in a good way. Obviously, being able to continue to service our customers and our partners is always a positive thing. So, as always, we remain focused on making sure that we can support and fulfill all of those opportunities. But I guess if I was going to maybe call out, two maybe big strategic things on our radar as Oracle Communications right now, the first one would be the recently announced digital business experience which is a kind of integrated concept to care to cash IT solution that we're offering now into the carrier market, and getting that sort of go to market up and going and getting those first customers engaged on that particular solution is really important to us as we continue through the rest of our year. And the second thing is probably in the realm of the work we've been doing on creating real-time communications enabled industrial applications. And that's something that we're working with other industrial verticals inside of Oracle with. So continuing on that journey of building those new solutions is very critical and key to us as well.
All fantastic opportunities. Of course, many of us know of your work in the telco space, supporting telecom service providers, but you're also, as you indicated, working with global distributed enterprise customers in unlocking the next wave of cloud transformation. A lot of global blue chip companies are almost telcos in their sort of requirements. Maybe describe the work you're doing there and how you're helping.
Yeah, well, I think it's a really exciting time for this right now, because I think we can kind of loosely describe this as we're in now the next wave of cloud transformation in the enterprise space. I mean, for decades, we've already seen enterprises going on a journey of moving their applications, their business workloads from these kind of on-prem data centers into the cloud, into as a service type consumption models. And that journey, has obviously been very challenging for the enterprises, because from a networking perspective, you're creating a much more complex network as you integrate, not just typically into one cloud, but into multi-clouds, and all of the security scenarios and things that you have to address that come with that. So, along that journey that's been happening up until now, through our session portfolio, anchored around our session border controller, Oracle's been helping our customers play an important part in how they can get access to that move into the cloud. But the next wave that I emerged to is really the fact that now we've kind of got critical mass, and we see that the enterprises have their core services now located in the cloud. Now they're starting to pay attention to how can I augment and integrate those into the new emerging services that we see in the cloud, and particularly in the AI space. So, suddenly now they've got access to transcription services or assistive agents or sentiment analysis or all these different things. And so what you've got is now a much more sort of complex layer on top of what was already a complex layer, as they try and kind of, pull those services into the applications that they're using. And so from an Oracle perspective, of course, there's kind of two dimensions to how we're helping with that. Number one is, I would say we're arguably a leader in generative AI and the services associated with that. So we're actually bringing the services themselves into the ecosystem and creating that sort of environment. But the second thing is, through our session portfolio and more importantly, more recently, our cloud native session border controller, we're now allowing the enterprises to even put those session assets natively into the cloud, and that's making it a lot easier for them to do the networking within the cloud environment that they need to do. So, coming at it from both the networking side and from the service side as Oracle.
Well, fantastic approach. So pivoting to service provider customers, as you know, we're all very much focused on what's next with 5G, despite some concerns around ROI and payback for those impressive networks that have been rolled out. What are you seeing as some of the priorities and some of the topics that we'll be, as an industry, discussing next week at Mobile World Congress in Las Vegas and beyond?
Yeah, well, listen, I really hope that the industry, continues to take a tone of remaining upbeat and committed to 5G. You can't deny, your observation that you shared there, which is there's definitely sort of an intake of breath at the moment in the carrier environment in terms of that investment in 5G. And I think understandably, they're all kind of looking for those critical industry use cases, which was sort of, the whole purpose that we pursued 5G. Now, as I kind of mentioned briefly at the beginning, that's actually one of the focus areas for us as Oracle. So from a perspective of our priorities, one of the things that we want to do is continue to sort of, show the future, show the light, show that there is a path to monetization. And so we remain very committed to building these new industrial applications that need 5G as a connectivity fabric to be able to work, and so really demonstrating that there is a market opportunity for that investment. Now, from our perspective, because we strongly believe that this is the future, our commitment as Oracle to 5G has not changed at all, right? I mean, we're not taking a pause. We remain very heavily committed to continuing to invest in our products, and the good thing that we also can now take benefit from is that everything that we're learning from building these industrial applications, we're actually able to take that now into our products themselves from a functional perspective. So whether it's our policy platform or whether it's our network slicing function, we're able to actually put the functionality inside of those products that we know are needed to support these industrial applications. So for us, this is really a win-win situation where we're creating that sort of future ecosystem. And along the journey, we're able to take advantage of all of the knowledge we're accumulating to just make really great 5G products for our customers.
Well said. Well, businesses and telcos alike can benefit from that, so it's good to hear. Maybe give us an update on your enterprise communications platform. Would love to hear how some businesses are benefiting from that and some practical use cases these days.
Yeah, so the enterprise communications platform, that is something that we built inside of Oracle to really be the gateway for us to develop these new industrial applications. And we have, we've spoken in the public domain about the public safety solution that we've gone live with already, which I think is really transformational in the way that it brings real-time situational awareness back into command and control centers for first responders. So, that has been kind of really exciting to see us take something so revolutionary into an industry like that. We've also spoken about some products that we've been working with our food and beverage team in the restaurant space. So our restaurant in a box solution, which again is using connectivity and using connected devices to give you a really simple, almost Sonos speaker-like out-of-the-box experience in setting up a connected restaurant. So that's been really exciting. But I will say, Evan, we've got a lot more in the background that we're not talking about yet. And the next 12 months is going to be kind of really exciting because we're working with a number of other industries. We have about 5 different industries on top of what I've mentioned, where we're developing these new connected solutions. And so, keep an eye on the press releases is all I'll say.
Yeah, sounds intriguing. Can't wait to hear more, particularly as we head into the busy retail season where that's going to be paramount for planning next year as well. You mentioned public safety, and of course, that's all in the news, the terrible tragedies of late and the recovery efforts. It's great to see Oracle doubling down on its mission in public safety. Maybe talk about that a little bit more and what kind of more news can we expect of this kind?
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you bring this up because one of the things that actually we're quite excited about with the enterprise communications platform is we've recently, and I guess probably unsurprisingly, been doing some work around integrating that platform into the generative AI services that we have in OCI. And that's actually unlocking some really powerful capabilities that we can use. So, I mean, to give you one example, we've been using the Vision AI service to effectively allow us to take our real-time media streams and to do image recognition. Now, in the public safety context, what that means is we're able to allow those applications to automatically do things like weapons detection. So, you can effectively allow the application to monitor a video feed and it will do image recognition and spot if somebody has a handgun or a rifle in their hand. But it's not just limited to that. I mean, if you think about something like healthcare, that same kind of capability is allowing us to explore things like fall detection in hospital environments. So again, if you're monitoring the room in which a patient is actually being cared for, and the applications can effectively detect when that patient might fall out of bed and then alert the care team to go. So, it's really, really interesting how we're starting to develop these new use case capabilities off the back of things like generative AI. But coming back to public safety, allowing us to continue to evolve that solution to do more and more powerful things, which, to the point you started with, is unfortunately quite important in the world we live in today, it seems.
Absolutely. Really well said. The other amazing industry trend that you're obviously supporting is the opening up of the network to developers through APIs, and this whole API economy and monetization is a huge opportunity for CSPs, enabling all kinds of new revenues and services streams. What do you see as your role in that area?
Yeah, so a couple of things at the network layer. We actually have things like the network exposure function as part of our portfolio. So we're playing that role in providing the kind of products that you need to expose the APIs from the network itself. But one thing I would say is I think as an industry, maybe we've been paying a bit too much attention at the moment to simply creating those APIs at the network layer. And not enough intention in terms of how do you expose them to your ecosystem, to your customers, and perhaps more importantly, how do you monetize them? And so one of the main ambitions that we had for digital business experience that I mentioned at the beginning, which is our, as I said, our concept to cash to care solution, is we wanted to make that solution something that would make it very easy for the carriers to move into this new world and to be able to monetize and deliver those APIs as products, and not just in their IT solutions, be able to do it for consumer tariffs, right? So that's been a big focus of the digital business experience for us. And there's a couple of things that I would say, that are kind of really powerful in terms of the way we built the solution that lend into that. The first one is it's a complete pre-integrated stack, which means you have significant advantages when you deploy it, when you first deploy it, so you can get to market really quickly. The second thing is the ongoing configurations that you have to do to create new products and things. That's much faster as well because of this pre-integration, where typically you find you have to spend a lot of time and money with system integrators to be able to do that work. So that's kind of one really unique attribute. The second one is that we're building what we call reference integrations into that solution as well. So that's kind of pre-packaged product models and digital journeys. And so, of course, what we're trying to do there is use things like APIs as a new product currency and preload them into the solution. So once again, our carrier customers don't have to start to figure out themselves, how do I build those products? How do I build the journey flows through the system? So, we're really excited about the way that we think that's going to help accelerate exposure of APIs and monetization of APIs.
Yeah, that's exciting. I think my impression might be similar to yours, is that service providers are struggling to really unlock the value of all this cloud native AI opportunities, and they need help. So it sounds like you're kind of simplifying access to the cloud ecosystem and AI applications with them.
Absolutely. Well, we're giving it a shot. Let's put it that way.
Fantastic. So much good stuff happening. What's next on your radar? The busy run up to the year end. What are you and the team up to, travel wise, events wise, otherwise?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got some, really key customer events that we're running over the next couple of months. We have an up and coming event, which is going to be in Paris, where we get some of our key customers together and we talk about, our overall strategy and the industry direction. So we're really excited to be doing that. But of course, all of our eyes as well are on our big, halo events around Mobile World Congress, which is coming up next year, and also, the next DTW event, which are really key industry forums for us to be able to, to go and showcase what we're doing and what we're involved in. So, that's a little bit of kind of, the things that you'll see us doing out in the field.
Great updates. Well, I hope to see you there and get an update at those amazing industry events. And thanks so much for sharing a peek behind the curtain and an update on strategic initiatives. Always interesting, exciting times, and good luck onwards and upwards.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure. Great to catch up with you, Evan. Thank you.
Likewise. And, everyone follow Oracle Communications on their various social feeds. They put out some really interesting content. Take care, everyone.